Adelaide, the greatest city in the world. It's time to wake up with the team born and bred right here in South Australia. The unofficial Mayor of Adelaide, AFL legend and Yabby peeling record holder, Mark Rasciuto. The former squash champ and current B-grade golf champ, Chris Dittmar. And the award-winning radio host who's the dumbest smart person you know, Laura O'Callaghan.
It's
Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Dits and Loz.
Oh, hello on this Monday morning. How was everyone's weekend?
Oh, Mum sucked. I was sick all weekend.
Are you joking?
Oh, it was crap.
Oh, that's not fair.
I
You
know.
work hard all week to get the weekend and then you crook.
I missed the Auralis Australiaris, or whatever you call it.
You're joking.
Aurora
Tell
Borealis.
us about what
happened
it
there?
is, will you?
The Northern Lights, the Southern
Later.
Lights. The sky
really?
went green and purple.
So
and...
what about you didn't get to have lunch with Mum yesterday?
No, I didn't see Mum. I didn't see anyone. It was
that's
my
no
nephew's birthday too. Didn't see him.
Well, you're burning the candle at both ends too much. Or...
No, I don't know. I've got sinusitis or some
Have
crap.
you?
I was just sneezing and
Keep that to yourself.
fever.
All right.
It's not contagious.
How
I
was
don't
your
think.
It's
weekend,
not
Roo?
contagious.
Sinusitis is not contagious.
Oh, good. No, I had a good weekend, thank you, Dits.
Mother's Day yesterday.
Mother's Day
How'd see
yesterday.
it go? She gets spoiled.
She had a decent day, a couple of games of sport and a bit of, she went to the Crows and had lunch and blah, 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 all of that.
All right.
Got
Do you
a
wanna-
couple of coffee cups.
Do you want to
and-
talk about that or not?
Yeah, I
draw?
thought it was a good game and...
Just heard
I'll
from
take the
Eddie.
draw.
Should there be extra time in
Well,
football?
I don't think so. I don't know. Some people think so, some people don't.
Loz?
I'm not really in either camp, to be
Oh, it
honest.
depends on whether we win or not in the extra time.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
If then I'm really into it.
That's right.
What about you? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, very good thing. Actually,
excellent.
I'm going to talk about this later on. I went to the Olympic dinner on Saturday night where we raised money for our Olympic team. Black tie ball, very flash.
Wow.
And it was really good. I'll tell you what, I heard some of the greatest speeches I've ever heard. It was so
Really?
good. Yeah. Anna Mears spoke, our Premier spoke. He told a great story of being a young boy going to see Kathy Freeman at the Sydney game. It was really
Wow.
good. It
You
was a
do
good
raise money for the athletes.
Yeah, to send our team away. Yeah,
Oh, right.
Yeah, they do it in each city in
Okay.
an Olympic year.
Never heard
So
of it.
all the corporates get down there and raise a lot of money. It was real good, real good.
Okay, all right.
Get all the news you need.
104.7 Triple M.
Hello, Adelaide.
No one knows Adelaide like these guys. Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Dits and Loz.
Overnight news.
Well, there's been lots of talk about social media for many years, different rules that people want to bring in. Maybe, the fact that people aren't accountable for their own pages or site, what do you call it? Posts and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the big one is kids being able to use it at an early age. And Peter Malinauskas, our Premier, has come out on the weekend and said he wants to ban kids under the age of 14 using social media, and then also for the ages of 15 and 16, I think it is, kids have to get approval from their parents to be able to start using it. So this has been seen very positively from just about everywhere, probably except for the kids under the age of 14, but they can't speak up at this stage. So,
I'd hate it.
Peter, we're going to speak to Mally at about 8:20 today. I haven't heard anything negative from anyone other than the fact of how they're going to implement it and adjudicate it or police it, which quite often is the hardest part.
Roo, just
Yeah.
another part of this story. There was a show on Channel 7 last night. I didn't get to see because it was on a bit late, but I want to watch it this week. Spotlight. It's about the 500,000 kids addicted to their screens in this country, turning them into aggressive young monsters and, abusing their parents and physically abusing and whatever. So there's that side of it as well.
That's
total
that's
addiction.
part of the reason he's doing it, because they're turning him into zombies. It's frustrating as hell. Even in my house, I know it every. It's the main reason you have arguments in your house. Technology.
Really?
Absolutely.
So bad
is.
for the brain.
Incredible.
It's terrible for a developing brain. It's bad for us as well, but
yeah.
the brain
The
is still
evidence is
growing.
coming out a lot. So anyway, we'll talk about that a bit more later. I think
All
it's
right.
a step in the right direction.
What about some crazy sports results over the weekend? We know the Crows played out a draw yesterday, a thrilling draw at the Adelaide Oval. People will say, should we have extra time? That debate will rage. Well, in netball, now this is the national netball, it's called Super Netball. The
Super Netball.
Giants played the Lightning yesterday. Lightning, at the end of full time, apparently win 71-70.
Right, okay.
Right? The Giants, hang on. We think it's a draw. So there's
do you mean
discrepancy in
we
the score.
think?
They said, hang on, it should be 71 apiece.
They got the score wrong.
They got the scores wrong. Took a long
Scoreboard
time.
guy made a mistake.
Took a long time to work this out. Anyway, players have shaken hands, left the court, packed their bags. Actually, it is a draw could you please come back? So 30 minutes go by. The players have to then undo their gear.
You're kidding.
Come back. We'll give you a 10-minute warm-up. Get ready again, girls, and play out extra time. And then the Giants win 86-80. But anyway, and the result ends up 50 minutes later than when they'd first walked off.
You are
the court.
joking
This
me.
This is the equivalent of the AFL for netball.
How is that fair to then, like, I mean, I know it's all about fairness, but like, bringing them back after they've finished for 50 minutes, that's not an equal
You would
playing
have iced up and done all sorts.
Yeah.
How ridiculous.
That's not a real way
There's
to
stuff up in the
no.
boxing yesterday in Perth as well that they announced the wrong winner. And it was tight. They'd done 10 rounds. And then they had to tell, sorry, Lozzie didn't win. Ditz won.
You're joking.
Did the Crows of Brisbane actually draw?
That's right. We can get them back today.
Yeah.
Let's get them back this morning and finish
No, the Crows won by 6 goals.
That's right.
What's going on with the zoo?
Hang on, go to Albo first.
Oh, okay.
Look, there's been a bit of a big decision made by the Albanese government or the federal government over the weekend to scrap live sheet exports, which farmers are not happy about. This is a reasonably big part of their industry, and they say it's going to send a hell of a lot of farmers broke. The reason why I've read about it before. They say sheep don't get looked after properly on the boats. And if they're not looked after, I think they just dump them and just don't get looked after properly. But surely, if that's the problem, why can't we just treat them better, look after them better? If it's an important industry and it's important to our farmers and it's a big part of Australia, you would have thought we could improve the animal welfare to get it up there. But I'm not sure exactly what the reason is there. But they're not happy.
You asked me about the zoo. Look, next time you go down to Adelaide Zoo and you pay your hard-earned to go and see Wong Wong and Funi, just, I don't know, pull at their fur a bit or touch it. Just make sure they really are pandas and that you're not getting ripped off.
What do you mean?
So what's happened? There's a zoo in China has been exposed. This is the Taizhou Zoo.
Yeah.
There are these large dogs in China called chow chows.
They're
which
so
I hadn't
cute.
heard of, but you're going to Google them. You've
Yeah.
seen them, haven't you?
Big floofy sort of
What
things.
they've done at the Taizhou Zoo, they've seen an opportunity. They've painted these dogs black and white.
Oh, you
and they're
are kidding
And they're
me.
saying to them, we've got pandas. I'm serious.
Pandas don't bark.
And they've been exposed. That's right.
Pandas don't
Rolling
have
over,
sex either.
licking
Those
their
ones are
nuts.
going at it. Yeah.
That's right. That's probably how they found out. They were, hello.
What was that horse name that they painted?
Bold personality. Fine cotton.
Fine cotton, yeah.
It's similar.
They don't let their zebras out in the rain either.
That's right.
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast.
Now, did you guys see the Aurora Australis geomagnetic storm?
I can't say I did.
I saw a beautiful sunset at Adelaide Oval last night.
Where and when did that happen?
It happened over the weekend in South Australia, Tasmania and Melbourne and Victoria.
Are we the only ones that paid for it or something?
No. This is what happens. Listen, up until about a day ago, everything I knew about the Aurora Australis or Borealis came from The Simpsons.
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. Yes.
So that was everything I knew about it.
Well, how often does this happen?
Well, it depends on, apparently, geomagnetic storms. So that means the sun, flares coming off the sun and how strong that activity is. And that impacts the light particles and everything that happens in the sky.
Right.
So when like any sunset, the way the light reflects on itself and the clouds.
It's reasonably rare to get those,
Levels.
events and no clouds and beautiful.
Crazy rare. Like South Australia, very rare. Normally it happens in Tasmania if it's going to happen. And that's Aurora Australis, which is the southern aurora. And then up north in Norway, you've got like the northern lights in
Is that
Scandinavia.
the same sort of thing?
It's Aurora Borealis up there, but it happens more often.
So things are reflecting off other things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I knew about it. Do you know? Do you remember the song "Flock of Seagulls"? That's the first time I ever heard. Aurora Borealis comes in view.
Yeah.
Do you remember that line in that song?
Yeah.
And I always thought, what the hell does that mean? But now I know.
Because Aurora Borealis is like one of the hardest things to say.
It is.
It's like, it sounds like a mistake. Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, that's right. I know. Yeah.
Really really hard.
It's a
Anyway,
mouthful.
I would have been very excited to see it, but I was sick, so I was at home in bed, and I've never been more jealous. My siblings were sending through things on the family WhatsApp, like, "Oh, it's amazing! It's the most magical thing we've ever seen. This is a once-in-a-lifetime geomagnetic storm." And I'm just sitting there with tissue stuffed up my
He was
nose.
a kid in my Italian class, Aurora Australis. That boy I went to school with. Yeah.
It was bright. It was a bright
He
kid.
was very bright.
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast.
Sports Card World, the specialists in sports cards and trading card games. Sports Card World, Region Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Triple M breakfast with Roo, Dits and Loz.
What's a goal?
Overnight sports.
Ned Curtis loses it, tries to go, throws the ball, no free kick, lands wrapped up, time ticking, 3 seconds left, ball's out, we've got a draw. It's a Mother's Day thriller. 13-12-90 Adelaide, 13-12-90 Brisbane. It's a draw. Have a look at them here at the Adelaide Oval.
That's how Brenton Yates called it on Triple M. Exciting stuff. Roo, what was your reaction?
Look, afterwards, obviously, it's a bit of a flat feeling, but I went to the game thinking, gee, it's going to be a hard game to beat Brisbane. Brisbane are back in a bit of form, and that's the way it ended up. So I walked away going, look, it's better than a loss. It's not as good as a win, obviously. But I think both sides played, pretty good footy. In fact, where they both are on the ladder doesn't match how they're playing footy at the moment. So both sides had their chances. Both sides couldn't capitalise. So both have got to get better.
I want to name some players here. I thought we had some real good contributors. Riley O'Brien was very good. Fogarty had a good game. Himmelberg showed some stuff. Isaac Rankin, very good. But your captain, I reckon for many weeks now, when you need it, gee, your captain steps up. He really tried his guts out, and you interviewed him straight after the siren.
No, I haven't played in the drill before, so it's just a weird feeling. I feel like we kind of didn't really get our game going much.
Had a chance to win the game. Would have been a great kick to do it. He got a point instead of a goal. But, Dawes has been in good form for the last few weeks. Didn't start the season as good as he would have liked, but certainly getting into some nick.
But doesn't he kind of lift, when you need him?
No,
he leads from the front, doesn't he?
Absolutely he does. He's a gun player of the competition.
All right, let's hear from the coach, Matty Nix.
We couldn't put our finger on it, even in the rooms, just chatting through the game as a group. Sort of empty, hollow feeling, but an unusual one. It's it was a battle. There was a period of time in that last quarter where it looked like maybe we were done. So it's sort of an unusual feeling. Well, to be able to fight back like we did and probably have our noses in front when you needed to was a positive, but then we weren't able to hang on to it.
Well, 3 goals down midway through that last quarter, and they did look done. That's what Nix was referring to there. They've got an amazing ability to make comebacks, Adelaide, but they need to sort of draw on that and try and get that into their game earlier on in the first quarter if they can, instead of waiting for that last quarter. I think that's a next stage of their development.
Yep, for sure. Let's go back to Friday night. Port Adelaide beat the Cats in Geelong. Didn't see it coming myself. I was very fearful.
Did I say you could win?
You did. Okay. Amazingly, you said last week.
I did say Carlton would get beaten Thursday. I got that one wrong, but I did say you could go down there and do it.
No, you predicted it. There's no doubt about that. 17 years has taken Port Adelaide to have a win down there. I thought Zach Butters really led as the stand-in skipper. He was great. Jason Horne-Francis. Ollie Wines had his best game.
Can Hinkley keep his job or still want him sacked?
No, for this week he can hang on. No doubt about that.
Is he still allowed to stay there?
Not sure about that. Let's have a listen to Ken Hinkley.
Yeah, there is. Absolutely there is. I mean, the quality of the opposition we play on their deck, which we haven't been able to win in well and truly a long time. Played a pretty strong first half and hung tough in the second half because we knew they were, they play aggressive offence and they get out the back really easy and really quickly. They're well drilled, and to hang on was really proud.
Could you believe you were watching the game in the first quarter?
Look, I was that excited I watched it again yesterday. No, just the first quarter, because I thought, how did this happen? Gee, Geelong made some mistake. They actually didn't turn up, did they, in the first quarter? But they had great Port's pressure. It's the old story.
So well done. Huge win. You don't win down there very often.
No, not at all.
Not very often at all.
All right, the other game yesterday, Collingwood beat the West Coast by 66 points. Now, you played Collingwood this week.
Yep.
They've got injuries. They've got a few problems.
So have we. It'll be a good game, that one, at the MCG. I reckon Adelaide can go over there and knock them off.
What is the story with Josh Worrell?
I don't think it's very good at all.
Yeah.
I think you'll find he'll be out for a long time.
Okay, well, that's sad.
Yep.
Yeah. Port Adelaide at home to Hawthorn on Sunday. Have a look at the ladder quickly. Port are 6th. The draw means Adelaide are 12th, just ahead of Brisbane on percentage.
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast.
On Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Dits and Loz.
Did you learn something?
What did we learn?
I learned something just a small little thing, but it might make a difference to a bug's life.
A bug's life?
Yes. If you see a snail on the pavement and you don't want to crush it, I think crushing a snail is quite a graphic thing to do.
Oh, it's a kid's thing.
Yeah, I just feel like it's just...
I don't do it anymore.
Nah, I feel like I don't want to be doing that. But don't just pick them up off their back. Like, pick them up off their shell and put them into the bushes.
Oh, hang on.
What you have to do first, just tap them on the back so that they retract their little body in.
Yeah.
And then you can pick them up and do it.
And
Because
place
if
them.
you pull them up while they're on the ground, you know, when you suction them up, you're ripping all of their skin off under the bottom of their little slug body.
Right.
And then that really hurts them, and then they have to they'll often die because of that.
Mm.
So just tap them on the back, let them suck into the little shell, and then you can pop that in the bush.
Oh, I think I'll get back
Amazing
to stepping
thing
on them.
you've just done for the snail population.
I know. Well, I just feel like, I've got a platform.
Won't be long
to
and they'll
use
be
it.
out, the snails.
Yeah.
I need a bit of rain.
Yeah, I love them. I think they're so cute.
Yeah, don't think this next bit probably doesn't affect me too much anymore. But the state's top health official, Mrs. Professor
Nicholas Spurrier, yeah.
just wanted to warn everyone that syphilis cases are going through the roof in South Australia at the moment.
Nice.
They have doubled in the last 4 years.
What?
So if you're young and you're having a crack, or even if you're old and you're having a crack out there,
You're having a crack at all.
you're not using a condom, then you are at the risk of catching this STD at the moment. So, yeah, there's a sharp increase out there in South Australian numbers at the moment.
I've got a shocking story to tell about this. No, it's not enough. Well, it's kind of humorous.
It's.
But, well,
Got me a bit worried.
Growing up, a real good friend of mine's name was Adrian. And so it was AIDS for sure. Everyone called him AIDS.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the end he said, "Can you stop? I'm sick of being called AIDS."
Yeah.
So we called him syphilis.
Yeah.
Or something different.
Okay.
It's true. That's his nickname.
That's terrible.
Just made me think, he said, "I'm sick of being called AIDS." And so one of my friends said, "All right, well, we'll call you this then."
Some STDs
and that's
have-
he's been known as ever since.
What?
I'm telling you the truth.
Syphilis is
Adrian
it's
Davies.
shocking.
Well, he has
lad.
doubled in popularity.
I know.
It used to kill people, like eat them alive from the inside out, syphilis,
Yeah.
before penicillin. It's just
Amazing.
absolutely awful. Now you just take a round of antibiotics, so I've heard, and it's gone.
Oh, man.
I honestly have never had it.
Oh,
But
man.
That old chestnut. Yeah.
Never had
Hey, about every 4 years, we get really, really excited when things like this happen.
Takes the lead, looks a winner, draws away from Graham and Mary. This is a famous victory, a magnificent performance. What a legend. What a champion.
Kathy Freeman winning a gold medal at the Olympics is what I'm talking about. So Saturday night I went to the Olympic ball, very flash, black tie ball at the convention centre. And it happens in every city, but all of the big corporates from town get down and try and raise a lot of money. And the
Are you
Premier was
calling
there.
again?
No, I was, sorry?
Are you calling again?
No. What do you mean?
Taekwondo and that.
No.
Oh, one of the greatest
That's ancient history. Anyway,
Is that why you got-
iconic.
Is that why you got invited there?
no.
He got an award.
Most pints.
So Peter Malinauskas spoke, and he was magnificent. He told a story of being a schoolboy and being in Sydney and went with his mates, and somebody got a ticket and saw Kathy Freeman. But he told a wonderful story. It was really good. Anna Mears spoke about what it means to be an Olympian. Gee, she was good. It's one of the best speeches I've ever heard.
Wow.
It was
Can I-
real spine-chilling
Can I
stuff.
ask you, can you give me an honest answer? How sober were you when the auction was on?
Yeah, I was okay. I didn't buy
Promise?
anything. Yeah, I haven't bought anything.
You were bidding.
Yeah, but that was a setup.
Oh.
I was bidding for someone who actually had some money.
Oh, because I heard you were bidding to go for a bike ride with Anna Mears.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't me, believe me. No, there was a fella at my table.
Shaggy.
Because you've got a history of buying things at
Yeah, I
auctions
have.
under
I
the
have.
influence.
Yeah.
And this text come through and I went, oh no, he's having.
No, it was about 14 grand. I mean, I'm not paying 14 grand for something.
So it was a silent sort of blind. You were the person
Well,
who goes
look,
in there.
I was reluctant to say. I was on the McGain table.
Okay.
And the McGain, Mike Dobbins said,
Yeah.
I want this for you, but you bid.
This
So I
Ditch
was
is keen to go for a ride with Anna.
Made me
14
look
grand.
important. I felt very important. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, what I learnt was raising money, and they do this big dinner in each city when it's an Olympic year. It costs $70,000 per athlete to send our team.
Really?
That's
What?
Yep, 70. So $40 million to send our Olympic team to the Olympics.
70 grand.
And how much money do we make anything off that? or-
No. It's not a money-making exercise.
No.
It's
So
Okay.
$40 million we have to put together to get the Olympians over there to Paris.
And Dit's got them halfway there.
I tried. I tried.
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast.
Shazza Dittmar. Down the back.
Oh, she's on the phone. She's ringing.
Oh,
It's Dit's second
gee.
cousin, Port Adelaide die-hard supporter, Shazza Dittmar. G'day, Shaz. How are you?
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, sorry. I was just putting some ointment on my brand I Love Ken tattoo.
Oh, signing him up for another 5 years?
Oh, yeah, mate. I'm keen for Ken.
How'd you cope with that nail-biting finish? Gee, Friday night we led so well and then just hung on against Geelong.
Oh, Ditch. I don't know. My heart was pumping like you wouldn't believe. I don't know whether it's because of the close finish or the hereditary heart disease or what it was, but I almost did not make it out alive, I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah,
It was intense.
first time you've beaten Geelong down there since 2007.
I know, 17 years ago. It was wild. I mean, 17. What was going on 17 years ago? Travis Boak had only just started playing for Port. I'd popped out my first set of twin. My body was still in rocking form. It was just a simpler two fellas. And I can't remember how 2007 ended for Port, but that's not important.
No. Hey,
Mate, Granny.
how good was one of your favourites, Willie Rioli? He kicked the career-high 4 goals.
Mate, you know, I've always loved Willie. You know, he may be small, but it's not the size of Willie that's
No,
important.
no.
It's the way he uses it. And by that, I mean the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so, look, he's the only Willie I know who can score 4 times in one night.
Oh, what about the banner Friday night, Shaz? The cheer squad misspelt Adelaide.
Oh, who cares? Look, it's just your banner. I want to Roo, you think that's bad? I once made a spelling mistake on the birth certificate of one of my lads, a young Kane. Look, I accidentally started his name with a C. It's not the only time Kane has been called a 4-letter C word, but, you know.
No. Now, you would have had a busy day yesterday, Shaz. Mother's Day.
Oh, I was flat out, absolutely flat out. Kids coming at me from every angle. I felt like Sarah Ricciuto, honestly, but no, they spoiled me. I had breakfast in cot, which was very lovely. I've got enough macaroni necklaces to make a pasta bake now, and a brand new Gansey, which, yes, I had to break the security tags off with pliers, but hey, it ain't my first rodeo, Rupert.
Oh, yeah, you would have had a busy day, Shaz, with that. No, don't worry about that. But just circling back to the game, what do you reckon about the Cats leaving Jeremy Cameron out there after getting concussed?
Oh, negligent, disgraceful. Blind Reddy could have seen his head hit the deck, and if they didn't see it, they would have heard it crack. So, absolutely, just sack the medical team, Rube. Just get rid of them at all.
Actually, I saw Cornsey write about this. Isn't it the same thing that happened to Aliir last year or not?
Go, fellas. Look, I've got a very busy day, so calm the power,
All
calm
right,
down.
Shaz. Good on you, Shaz. Love you ringing in every Monday, especially after a win.
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast.
Have you been paying attention?
Channel 10's favourite comedy quiz show is back tonight. Please welcome to the show Tom Gleisner and Sam Pang.
Yeah, 8:40 tonight on Channel 10. Good morning, men.
Good morning. Channel 10's favourite comedy quiz show. It's not a large field, is it?
Yeah, how many comedy shows are on 10?
Quiz ones as well, yeah.
It's great to be here. I can't believe that you went to a pre-packaged opener for that. All it did was say our names in the show. You couldn't have done that yourself, Dits?
Well, sorry.
A lot of our openers kind of just do that, really.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of bells and whistles.
This show is called State the Obvious.
Yeah, that's what it says on the tin.
How are you, man? You good?
I'm great. Can I just start, Tom, if you don't mind? Because the last time I've never met Dits and Loz, but you know, the last time I saw Mark was at Gather Round.
Well, that didn't end well.
It did not end well when this lunatic tackled me from behind and almost crushed me.
That was a welcome to Adelaide bear hug.
Mate, I tell you what.
It was at the airport check-in. I mean, come on.
It was terrifying. It hurt me. And also, you know what? I saw the last 2 years of your career. That's the first tackle that you've done since then too, by the way.
God.
Unbelievable.
No.
Sam, don't
You were cooked.
like
Your
that.
last 2 years, you should have given the money back.
It's called superannuation, mate. Don't worry about it.
Jeez, you're bloody tough down the line.
I tell you
Oh,
what.
yeah. I was terrified. It really hurt me, Dits.
Yeah. Well,
No one cares.
No, exactly. All right, we're going to get into this show.
Oh,
What?
is that it?
Yeah,
That's a segue.
Come on. We're a busy
time's
show.
money here.
Oh, yeah, really? Who you got coming up? Who you got coming up after us?
Malinauskas talking
Peter
about banning
Malinauskas,
social
yeah.
media.
Politicians.
We've got the Rumour Mill, which is our #1 segment in Australia.
Really? What
Yeah.
was the last rumour on it?
Pardon?
That the segment's about to be taxed.
I can't tell you. We've got a massive one today.
It's huge,
Oh,
actually.
really?
You'll
Okay.
hear about it in Melbourne.
International. Yeah, you will.
Let's fly through
That'd be
this then.
taking up
Right,
most
you know,
of your
let's not
segment
push
by
that
booking
back.
our show, so that's fantastic.
You know you're on Adelaide's #1 rating show at the moment.
It's a
Not for much longer.
I know. So could you step
Plug
up?
your own show.
Well,
That's a bit like being the best quiz comedy
we are
show on
doing
Channel
quiz show
10.
on
Yeah.
10.
we're doing them a favour.
Dits is up and about because Port beat Geelong.
We're
if you
squeezing
haven't-
you in.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We're very grateful. We are very grateful.
All right. You've got some questions for us?
Yes.
All right, I'm
Let's
excited.
kick the Jew off, and Sam's going to join in just to sort of
Steal
lift
our
the general
thunder,
level of
yeah.
ignorance.
Righto.
Buzz.
Your names shall be your buzzers. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Switzerland won Eurovision on the weekend. What country came last?
Dits.
Oh,
It was that very well-known country in Europe, Australia.
No, we didn't even make the semi. But this country made it through to the finals, but bottom of the leaderboard.
Who come
okay.
last?
It was next door to the host. It was Norway.
Sam, that's my buzzer. Well, Mark, Tom's asking the question, right?
Yeah,
which
well,
was
I
who
thought
came
after
last.
you have one
Your
go,
answer
you
was
just give
who
us the
came last. Is
answer.
Right.
it right?
Oh,
We've got too many alphas on air at
Was
the
our
moment.
team called Electric Fields or something, wasn't it?
Yes.
They've got a
Yeah.
massive future ahead of them.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Come on
As-
now.
We're moving on.
Okay.
Tens of thousands of people descended on Rockhampton last week. What was the big occasion? Rube?
They were just leaving Victoria. They just couldn't wait to get out there. They're like Steve Price. The restaurants are too dear. The bloody, broke. They just wanted to get up there.
I think that's not the answer I got here. Anyone know
right.
what was happening in Rocky?
No.
Sam,
Sam.
it was beef week.
It was indeed a week-long
Some
celebration
sort
of all things beef.
That sort of sex festival or
Yeah,
something,
is that
Beef
connected
Week.
to the
isn't it?
syphilis spike in
You'd know
South
a fair bit
Australia?
about beef week, Sam, wouldn't you?
I do. Had a great
on.
gather round.
Oi, oi, oi.
All right.
Oi, oi, oi.
After doing a DNA test, Meghan Markle claims that she's 43%
Oh,
white.
no.
Loz,
What, Loz?
Irritating?
Yes, I think possibly even higher than that. But, this is an ethnic background.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, okay.
43% regretful that she married a ranger.
Yeah. Oh, no.
There you go. I'm going to have to help you all out, unless anyone knows. It's Nigerian, she
Okay.
claims. And in
What?
fact, she and Harry paid a visit to what she's now calling her ancestral
How could she
homeland.
not know that?
Yeah.
Well, she does now. All right, Vladimir Putin this week celebrated what milestone?
Bro, he just got his council rates back. His house is now valued at $2 billion.
That's just the doors. No, he's unless anyone wants
Nothing from you guys?
No.
I know this answer. But
Oh,
he
what?
celebrated his 15th opposition leader, Tom, I think.
just fell off a balcony apparently.
Don't drink the tea.
And his, in fact, it was his fifth term as president. Wonderful.
Vladimir.
He's had a lot of luck in those elections, hasn't he?
There is.
I'm very lucky.
There is. We're going to call this the final question.
Right.
I'll call it a tiebreaker because no one's scored anything. So.
Have we?
The chocolates are yours if you get this. Justin Bieber has surprised fans by announcing what?
Loz,
Was.
that he can read and write?
It was a surprise, but not the answer I'm chasing.
What was the answer?
No, I know
You
what this
know
was.
that?
I know.
What is it?
He was having a baby.
He's having a baby.
What was the answer?
He's having a baby. Him and his wife are having a child. They
Wasn't
finally
it?
figured out how to do it.
Doesn't it? I just want to point out the fact there's been 5 questions, and for 3 of them, Rue's answer was the question back to Tom.
It's early in the morning.
You are the best. You are the best.
I'll be tuning in tonight for the bloody questions.
8:49 on Channel 10. Tom Gleisner, Sam Pang. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, guys.
Triple
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast. AutoCam, real-time video from Automasters. Triple M's Rumour Mill. Triple M's Rumour Mill, Adelaide's most listened to segment. Hear it every day at 7:40 on Roo, Dits and Loz.
All right, Roo's got something over there.
I've got something.
You can see him jumping around in his seat. He's a bit excited.
I've been out and about a little bit over the weekend.
Yeah.
Know a few people around this industry. I reckon there's a very big named musician / group coming to Adelaide around Velo time, around November.
Right.
Not my sort of music, but
big.
Very, very big.
Worldwide name?
Yep. Big. All I'll tell you, because I said it to the person on the weekend, I won't say who it is, but it starts with D.
What do you mean starts with D? Tell us half the story.
The person starts with D or the group or?
Well, I'm not being that detailed.
Well, artist, band, come on, narrow it down.
And how do you know?
Something to do with Live Nation, I'll give you that.
Oh, so it's a Live Nation group. All right, well, I can Google that.
So someone at Live
probably
Nation
shouldn't have said
look
that.
after, get onto it, Loz.
I don't know the person at Live Nation.
Starts with a D.
Hang on, let me Google.
Who are some of the biggest acts in the world that start with D? I can't even think of any.
Oh, mate, there's hundreds of them on
Are
here.
there?
I'll never be able to figure it out.
Good one, Roo.
It's big.
It's big.
Big.
Now,
Okay.
how do you know this? How do you know?
Because I know someone who knows.
What do they know? Do they work for Live Nation or do they work for the Velo or?
What do? They assist these people.
Yeah.
For sure. I reckon I read something nasty about this person recently. Something that happened in their life. Not about the individual, but it happened in their life.
What, they sing out of tune or something?
No, nasty.
They
Bad.
have diarrhea on a bus?
Yeah.
Like what?
No.
What?
I'm just leaving it. I'm going to get into
riddles.
trouble. I have.
This is radio.
I have got
this is an information court of
I've
service.
got this
You
from
tell
someone,
people-
and I have promised that I wouldn't.
Okay, so what do we know so far?
Not much.
Okay, there is an act potentially headlining Velo. They are a very well-known international act. They start with the letter D. They are a Live Nation artist.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Is all of that right
I'll
so
give you
far?
November when they're coming.
Is all of that right so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll give you November when they're coming.
They are coming to town already in November. Are you certain of that?
Yes, well, it might be booked.
Oh, booked, as in they are staying somewhere.
No, I didn't say that, but that might be.
Tantalising. All right, well, can you go away and ask this person if you're allowed to share any more information and tell us tomorrow?
I'll
Because
do it. That's what I'll do. Because
Okay.
I don't like ratting on my rumours.
All right.
don't want to burn them.
No.
Oh, that's good,
juicy.
Roo.
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast.
Looks like the world's most boring man has rang in, Loz.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Who
Good
let
morning,
him through?
Chris.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Hi.
What have you been up to on the weekend?
I watched my first ever game of AFL football yesterday.
Oh, what?
wow.
Your first ever?
Yes, and I found it quite fascinating. I've unearthed some interesting stats from the game.
Okay.
Do you know that at quarter time, the margin was 3 points?
Yes.
At half time, the margin was 2 points.
Yeah.
Right.
At three-quarter time, the margin was 1 point.
You're kidding.
Therefore, the margin descended in order from 3, 2, 1 to 0. Do you know in 15,614 games of AFL, VFL football ever played, that's the first time that's ever occurred?
Wow.
Do you know there have been 158 draws in those 15,614 games, which gives you, Mark, a chance of 1.01% of having a draw in an AFL game of football.
Right.
I've got more.
Oh.
Keep going.
Keep going.
In the AFL era, since 1990, there have been 5,647 games of football for 47 draws. Do you know there's a 0.83% chance of having a draw in the AFL era?
Wow. So the odds of, having the points going like that and then also being a draw, they're very low odds.
Yes. So I'm going to go to the football again next weekend now.
You.
So
I am.
So you think the stats they've got you hooked?
Yes. Before I leave, I heard Ditz talk about his favourite soccer score recently.
Yes.
In the Victorian League, Country League, which was North 0 played 0, and they played a scoreless draw, and it was North 0-0. 0-0.
Yeah.
I found one from the Scottish First Division over the weekend where East Fife played Forfar, and it was East Fife 4, Forfar 5.
You are joking.
Oh, no.
Okay.
God, you've had a big weekend, Chris. We'll catch up with you next
the world's
week.
most boring man. I don't even think that was that boring.
No, it wasn't boring at all.
I loved it.
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast.
We've got an announcement to make. This is really big.
Triple M. It's time for your favourite game. Loz's Wheelie Bin of Fortune.
Guys, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
There's a giant wheelie bin sitting behind me. It's actually a beautiful bin with the Triple M branding on it. It's got a padlock on the roof of the wheelie bin.
And I want to be strong.
It's strong. Yeah, because the rush hour. My immediate question was, how strong is it? Can the rush hour get into it?
They won't be able to help themselves.
There is something in this wheelie bin.
What's in it?
Well, I can't tell you. Because the objective of this game is to try and guess what's in my wheelie bin.
What do we get if we win it?
Well, there's $5,000 up for grabs right now.
$5,000?
Yes, and it jackpots another $100 every time there's an incorrect guess. So
how many guesses are we having a day?
3. So $300 a day,
We get a
essentially,
guess in
unless someone gets it
breakfast?
right. We got one guess at 8 o'clock in breakfast, and then we'll do one again at 10 a.m. in workday, and another one at 1 p.m. And it'll keep
None
jackpot.
for the rush hour?
No.
No.
Was that? Do you want that, or?
No, that's all right.
I think it's probably best that we don't.
I'll be whinging.
Yeah, what's new? Anyway, basically, this is what we're doing, and I can't really. I'm the only person who knows what's in here because no one else can be trusted.
Well,
Why would they trust you to do this?
Because somebody has to know, and it's my wheelie bin.
So we talk. What is it? A big item? Small item?
Can't tell you.
Oh,
Literally,
you say that,
no,
surely.
No.
Is it an expensive sort of item, or
No, Ditz, I can't tell you anything. So
Nothing?
Nothing.
is it something I'd play with? Like, is it a sporting item?
When I
or
say
is
that
it...
I can't tell you anything, do you hear the words
No,
that I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
keep
No, you've got to give us a clue, otherwise there could be a
something.
billion things in there.
I can give you one clue today.
Oh, how easy
Righto.
is it to roll?
Righto.
No, every day there's a clue. This is
I'm
not.
going to get you on the sauce on the weekend. You'll tell us. Don't worry.
What's the clue?
The clue today is.
Oh, you're giving us... Right now, we've got a clue already.
Well, yeah. Yes, Roo. I didn't come up with the rules of the game.
Oh, hang on.
Unoccupied is the clue.
Unoccupied.
Oh,
Are you
That tells
unhappy
me
with that?
nothing.
It
It tells me nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. It's a vague clue.
So, are you coming up with a clue?
No, I'm not.
Well, how can you?
Someone-
You
there's
said you're
one
the
other
only person who
person.
knows what it is. So
There's
you have
one
to
other
come up with
person who
them.
knows. There's one other person
Who's
who
that
knows.
person?
I'm not telling you because then I don't.
You're changing the rules already. 1 minute ago, you were the only person who knows. Now there's
I'm the
another
only on-air
person.
person who knows. Someone off. There's one other person off air who knows, and I'm not telling you their identity because I don't trust you,
Thanks.
and I want to keep them safe.
You don't trust us.
I feel that they will be in danger if people know that they're.
You're in danger, I can
Yeah,
tell you.
well, I'm used to it.
Righto. Loz's Wheelie Bin. Hey, this is all thanks to Eckermans, South Australia's largest and most trusted team of conveyancers.
Right.
Eckermans.com.au, great friends of ours.
133353. Let's get our first guests on.
What do they have to do? Guess what's
Guess what's in my
bin?
wheelie bin?
For $5,000.
Yeah, and the clue.
And what's the clue?
Unoccupied.
All right.
That's the. I mean, it's meant to be vague.
Your
It's
head.
gonna get. It's gonna get more and more specific as time goes on. But today's be the first person to guess. What have you got
There's
to
a
lose? Nothing.
billion things it could
That's
be.
exactly right.
All right.
I love it.
All right, let's head to Manningham. G'day, Shane.
G'day, Shane.
You're having a crack at a needle in a haystack here.
Yeah. First guess. And the clue, I did give out a clue. The clue was unoccupied.
Does the clue do anything for you, Shane?
I reckon it does. It gives it away, I think.
Do you seriously think you know what it is, do you?
Well, I've got a fair idea. I reckon I know, yeah.
You're optimistic, which I like.
All right, toilet.
Oh.
A toilet?
You think there's a toilet in my wheelie bin?
Dunny.
There's a toilet in my wheelie bin. Sounds like a country song. I can tell you that you are incorrect.
Oh. Is he
this
close?
gonna be painful.
Was he close?
Even if he was, I couldn't tell you.
What do you mean you can't
come
tell us if
on.
he was close?
Because I
That's not giving away anything.
It's yes or no. Yes or no answers.
Oh, what a,
You're a
you would have been
pain.
a
You know
shocking
what?
teacher.
I don't like this segment at
It's
all.
going to be painful.
I am just.
So
it is-
$5,100
That's
now.
right.
So every incorrect answer goes up by $100.
Yeah.
Triple M's Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast.
Please welcome to Triple M Breakfast, the Premier.
Premier Peter Malinauskas.
This is big, I must say. This really sparked my interest over the weekend. Our Premier Peter Malinauskas has come up with a plan to ban our children from social media to protect them. All right, let's get him on. Good morning, Premier.
Good morning, Tits. Good morning, team.
How do you do something like this? Surely it's got to be a federal sort of thing. You've got to go to national parliament, I would have thought.
Yeah, no, look, I won't lie, Tits. It's complicated, but we believe it's achievable. So within our constitutional framework, the federal parliament has got responsibility for issues related to media, but state governments have responsibility for issues related to mental health. And what we've done, we've gone to one of the biggest and best minds in the country, particularly around constitutional law, Robert French, who is the former Chief Justice of the High Court, and he is leading a piece of work that will provide advice to the state government about how we implement a ban for kids getting access to social media platforms under the age of 14, and then 14 and 15-year-olds, they will require parental consent. So he's agreed to do that piece of work. He's doing it generously without any financial compensation to him. We're not paying him.
Gee.
Because when I spoke to him about the idea, he said, look, I think this is in the national interest. Something needs to happen here. So he's doing the work for us, and we're very grateful for that. And then we'll see what he comes back with about how to achieve that objective around the restrictions we just described.
Now, I remember being 10 and 11 and 12 and 13, and I was pretty, if I wanted to get something sneakily done, I probably could have tried to figure out how to do that. And with kids being infinitely more tech savvy than their parents, how do we enforce this? How do we stop kids from secretly just using accounts?
Yep, that's an excellent question, Loz. So, look, there will be difficulties with this around implementation. But look, can I say, look, governments have restricted access to a whole range of products and goods over the years where we believe it's doing children harm. And certainly more harm than good.
What things have actually happened, though, Pete, like in that situation?
Sorry, say that again.
How have you restricted kids doing things? Can you give us an example? Other than, say, cigarettes and booze, I suppose?
Well, cigarettes and booze is a good example.
But they still get it, don't they?
But that's the point, right? So we know that kids will find workarounds, but that doesn't mean that we don't allow it to be carte blanche and say, kids, well, you work it out yourselves. We know that restrictions can make a difference.
Are they banned now from having accounts?
Well, I'll give you two examples, right? First one is online betting. Now, if a 13-year-old kid wakes up this morning in Australia and says, you know what, I'm going to get a sports bet account, they can't do it. The second thing I'd say to you is we ban mobile phones from schools. It's the first state in the country to do it.
Yeah, well done.
And that's been in place now for 2 terms. Now, has there been evidence of kids sneaking phones in? Yes. There have been some kids who have had burner phones, sure.
Oh, God.
But it's also, but it's also true. It's also true that the overwhelming majority of kids are complying.
Good.
Yeah.
And we've seen a 29% reduction in school violence since that mobile phone ban came in place. And I'll tell you one other story, and I think this is as important. One principal who contacted me to express her objection to the mobile phone ban raised all these reasons why she thought it was a bad idea. It came into effect in her school, and to her credit, she contacted me and said, you know what, I was wrong.
Great.
Wow.
And her reason was that she said, I went out into the playground and the courtyard and so forth at recess. And she said that first recess, when the ban was in place, I heard a sound I hadn't heard for years.
Kids having fun.
The kids audibly talking to each other in a far greater volume than what was traditionally the case.
Yeah,
now,
good.
So these restrictions, they don't fix everything on their own, but they can make a positive difference.
Yeah. Why 14 and not 16? It's the biggest issue in my house. It does my head in, kids on phones.
Yeah, look, we've gone for 14 and then parental consent for up to 16 because that's the model that's been implemented in Florida. They're one of the first states in the US to do this. Their legislation's passed. was signed into law and it comes into effect on the 1st of January next year. 14, we see 16. I mean, at 16 you can drive a car. So, obviously after that, probably should be able to get access to a social media account. Up to 14, there's a lot of evidence that says that a young person's mind and their cognitive abilities to rationalise, big emotions is compromised, and they're still learning that ability. So you've got to draw a line somewhere. I mean, you could argue where you draw it. That's a legitimate question, but we've decided 14 and then 15. So for 14 and 15-year-olds, then they need parental consent, and then 16, then you can get it.
Yeah.
I think everyone's on board. I haven't heard anyone be negative other than probably the 14-year-old kids, but I haven't spoken to those yet. So we're all on board with it. Just one question for you, Premier. Why did you have to announce this on Mother's Day? Surely Annabelle deserves a bit more time with you. Why didn't you just wait till today and have yesterday off?
Well, that's because we've got another...
You're not that busy. I know you're busy.
Getting questions here.
Bloody hell, come on. Have some rest. Get your work-life balance sorted.
Rudy, look, if I wasn't enough trouble already, mate, she's going to listen to you. And
Have you met Laurie Oakes over here?
Yeah.
Our hard-hitting...
Come on.
Our hard-hitting bloody Parliament reporter.
Don't overwork yourself.
He asks all the hard questions, doesn't he, Premier?
That's right, mate. No, we've got a good announcement around defence today. That couldn't be...
Beautiful.
There's
Give us a hint. Give us a little clue.
What is it?
Oh, no, we'll wait and see.
Come on.
What a tease.
Bloody hell.
All
Got
right.
Port Adelaide's defence or...
Well, I'll tell you what.
Wasn't that a good win?
I got a confession to make. The first time this year I didn't tip him.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Pete.
You can't jump off.
That's what you get.
Dit sacked everyone last week and he still tipped him.
I know.
Hey, thanks for joining us. And look, everyone's on board, I think. This is a really good thing you're doing.
And pick over that carcass over there in Victoria. They sound like they're going backwards over there. You might be able to get a couple of more sporting events.
Yeah.
We're always alive to opportunity, Rick.
Yeah.
Triple M's, Roo, Dits and Loz for breakfast. It's time for your favourite game. Loz's Wheelie Bin of Fortune.
Yes, we've all played it. What's in Lozzie's Wheelie Bin of Fortune? There's a secret item in my wheelie bin. I threw it out. You don't know what it is, Roo. You don't know what it is, Dits.
No.
And the audience have no idea.
What was the clue you gave us?
Unoccupied.
So there's an item in your wheelie bin, right? First clue, unoccupied. That gave us nothing.
Give us
our first caller rang through and his guess was toilet.
Which I understand why he said that, but no, that was not the correct answer. Basically, if you get it right, $5,000 up for grabs.
It's
the
now
jackpot's
5,100.
That's right. So every time, every incorrect answer, it goes up another $100. And we're doing 3 answers a day.
10 o'clock, 1 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
All
At 8
right.
o'clock in the morning
Well,
with
give
us.
us another clue, can you?
Okay. Chocolate.
Chocolate. Unoccupied and chocolate. Tells me nothing. Yeah.
Well, it's not
Thanks for
supposed to
that.
give it away. This is the thing.
Was it? Well, so this thing in there, right?
Yeah.
Would you
Is
say
it an empty...
No, I can't tell
Would
you
you say it's
anything
a big
about
thing?
it.
Is it large?
I've
Is it
got-
small.
I've lifted the bin. It's not heavy.
Not heavy.
Well,
Am I allowed to say that?
No, I don't think you are. And
Okay.
I think you need to just keep your mouth shut. This is why you're not
I've
allowed to
shaken
know.
the bin.
This is why you're not allowed
Something
to know.
that's
You're
locked
already
really
saying
well.
things.
If I was to win it, hypothetically, which I can't, but would I be really excited? Was it something I'd use, like,
I don't know. And I don't, and I'm not telling you.
All right.
I need someone to guess this so this segment can end because I'm already irritated. How long is this going to go
I think
on?
the idea is we want this to go for about 3-4 weeks.
Loz will give it away on
Anyway,
the weekend.
No, I'm not gonna give
Loz's
it away.
Wheelie Bin of Fortune, all thanks to Eckermans, South Australia's largest and most trusted team of conveyancers, eckermans.com.au.
Hey, before we go today, we've had another earthquake.
You're
Yeah.
joking.
Just a little one up in
Burra.
Burra.
What's
Really?
going on? The tectonic plates are shifting.
Get up there, Loz. You want to feel the earth move?
Yeah.
Head to Burra, Loz.
Okay.
All right, have a great day, everybody.
Catch you tomorrow.